Listener got in touch because they were interested in moving over the balance of a credit card where the interest-free period was due to end. Now, having looked around, they found a deal that they liked, but the credit card provider that was top of the list was actually the same provider that they already had an existing card with. And it posed the question to them, would they get accepted? Of course, they didn't want to apply for that credit card, only for that provider to say, hang on, you're an existing customer, you don't actually qualify for this, and ultimately they'd have a hard credit check done on their file and they'd get rejected, and that could impact them applying for other credit cards going forward. So I spoke to a few credit card providers and asked them that question, and the answer I got back was quite interesting. Ultimately, if the credit card that comes up on the eligibility checkers are different in name to the credit card that the customer has, then there is a likelihood that they would be accepted on that new credit card. Now, all the usual caveats apply. It depends on individual circumstances, but assuming that you pass all of those criteria, the fact that it's an existing credit card provider that you're applying through shouldn't impact the application process. So to use an example, if you're a Santander customer, let's say, and you have an all-in-one credit card and you saw an offer for a new credit card, let's say their everyday long-term balance transfer credit card, you'll be assessed on that being a new product. Of course, you're an existing customer, so they would look at your existing credit cards as well when factoring the risk, but you wouldn't automatically be rejected just because you're an existing customer. But that leads me on to the next point, which I found really interesting. Because you already have an existing credit card with them, they might not necessarily give you the amount of credit that you originally applied for. So you could be in a situation where you apply for them and then you're disappointed because they've said, yeah, instead of £5,000, we're only actually going to give you a £2,000 credit limit on there. That will obviously be really disappointing because you've now had that hard credit check and now you haven't got what you asked for. But some credit card providers will allow you to use some of your available credit balance on an existing card and shift it over to the new one. So let's assume you had a £5,000 credit limit on there that you weren't using. Your new credit card comes through with a £2,000 balance. You could shift some of that over to the new card and take advantage of that extended 0% balance transfer deal. So let's say that £5,000 shifted over and added to the £2,000, you'd then get a £7,000 limit on the new card with the new deal. Obviously, individual circumstances again apply. It doesn't work for all credit card providers, but it's something worth considering. Do speak to the credit card provider because they'll be able to tell you whether it's something they can do for you.